Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Hammond collection review. Today we're going to take a look at the new Ceratosaurus. The Hammond collection just keeps on trucking. It's only been out a few months and we've already gotten so many awesome figures from this new line. Like I've been saying since it came out, this is the best thing Mattel has ever done with the Jurassic license. Now I end up getting this Ceratosaurus from Amazon. It retails for $19.99. I'll leave the link to that Amazon listing down below in the description. And also some people have recently started finding this figure along with the Gallimimus and Triceratops at Target stores. So hopefully it should be showing up nationwide very soon. So let's go over the package really quick before we crack this figure open. Comes in the Hammond collection style packaging, which, you know, I think it's okay. But like I've been saying, I feel like it just covers up too much of the figure. Some people suggested maybe this is Mattel's way of going, you know, a little greener, having less plastic on the boxes, something similar that Hasbro's been doing with Transformers. But if they were doing that, they would have gotten rid of the plastic window and the plastic tray that the figure is. So I don't think this is like, you know, using more cardboard and less plastic style packaging. It just wishes to show off the figure just a little bit more to really show how beautiful they are. You got the Hammond collection logo down here. You got the silhouette of the T-Rex, and spinning around you got a nice picture of the Ceratosaurus on the side of the box. And how cool is it to finally see the Jurassic Park 3 logo on packaging again. It's been a very long time since we've seen this logo on any new merchandise, so it's pretty cool that the movie's actually getting recognized from Mattel. Then on the back of the box we got a nice picture of the Ceratosaurus along with that JP3 logo down here with a picture of the, you know, the 3 seconds that Ceratosaurus showed up in the movie. An unfortunate stench left by the Spinosaurus turns out to be quite fortunate for Dr. Alan Grant and the others when they come face to face with the Ceratosaurus on Isla Sorna. So that is it for the packaging. Let's crack this thing open and take a closer look. And just like all the Hammond collection dinos so far, the tail comes unattached in the packaging. All you need to do is line up this little tab with the opening right here, push it in, and once you hear it click in the place that is a one-time assembly, it is not coming out. And let's have a nice 360 degree view of the Ceratosaurus. This is just such a great looking toy. You know, full disclosure, I am not a fan of the Ceratosaurus, you know, Jurassic Park design. I just think it's a very generic looking theropod that you just decided to throw a horn on and call a Ceratosaurus. But as a toy and a movie accurate figure, this Hammond collection version just absolutely checks off all the right boxes. This is a fantastic figure. I've been playing with it for a while before I started recording this part of the review, and I have to say, besides the T-Rex, this is my favorite figure in the Hammond collection right now. It's just, you know, a hefty plastic figure. You know, it has all that great articulation that the line is known for. It has a very nice movie accurate paint job. Absolutely adore this thing. Just love the contrast in colors. You have that, you know, that yellowish white main body color, then you go into that very vivid red at the front part of the body for the whole head. I did like the red head of the Ceratosaurus. I thought that was a very unique look. You have a nice white horn on the top, and you have all dark brown markings for the rest of the body. Just all around an absolutely beautiful looking figure. And the Ceratosaurus is kind of an important dinosaur in Jurassic lore. You know, all the side stuff after the movies came out, there was the Gene Guard Act, which made, you know, cloning dinosaurs illegal for a period of time, and the Ceratosaurus was one of the 4 that was illegally cloned on Isla Sorna, so that's why they never appeared on InGen's list. And now for some quick measurements. This figure is 13.5 inches long, or 34 centimeters, and about 5 inches tall, or 12.7 centimeters tall at the top of the head. Obviously the height will change depending on how you have this figure posed. So the Jurassic Park 3 Ceratosaurus is actually bigger than the real life animal. It's estimated to be around 30 feet long, or 9.3 meters. So I'll put this figure in the 127 scale range. If we use the real life measurement of Ceratosaurus, which is around 23 feet or about 7 meters, this will put this in the 120 scale range. And now let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with this really nice movie accurate head sculpt. I just love the bright red of the Ceratosaurus. It always made the creature stand out, even though it was very, you know, generic looking in the franchise with just those bright, vivid colors. You do have some black around the orbit, and a little bit of that black going down the side of the skull. The eye is painted a deep yellow color with a black pupil, nice glossy coat to give it that wet look. It has very, very large teeth. They have some nice sculpting on them. They're painted a nice bright white color. You'll all have nice beautiful scale detail all over the lower jaw, some large scales to line the lip regions, and then opening up the mouth. Inside the mouth you do have some nice glossy pink plastic to give it that very, very wet look. Very, very nicely done. The nose horn is nicely sculpted. It's done in an off-white color. And let's take a look at the Ceratosaurus from the front, and here's a view of the skull, the head from the top. Some nice scale details all over. Like I say, the Hammond collection really amped up the detail with these figures. This whole figure is just beautifully textured from top to bottom. Definitely the best feeling figure, I think, from the Hammond collection so far. And then going down to the neck region, you can see all those scale details all over the neck. You have that whitish yellow coloration for the main body, and some more of that bright red coming down, ends just past the shoulder region. They have all these dark brown markings all over the body, of some large scales on top of the neck and some along the back. Then going down to the main body. Main body is beautifully sculpted. Like I said, very textured figure. Feels absolutely amazing in hands. Going down to the hands, all the hand claws are painted, which is always very welcome to see from Mattel. I'm glad they actually, given the figures in this line the proper paint apps instead of skimping like they've been doing forever with the main line. Like, you have to remember, these figures cost like $5 more than their mainline counterparts, and the paint apps and details, it's like night and day. They could really dump some of the budget back into the main line, just give them some better paint apps. Going down to the very surprisingly proportionate feet on this figure. You saw earlier on the turntable, this thing balances on 1 foot. You don't need those freakishly huge feet that they gave their Hammond collection Rex to pull off dynamic poses. Those toe claws are painted a nice glossy brown color. And then going down to the thighs, you have some nice beautiful scale detail, some nice muscle definition along the calves, some more of that dark brown markings that goes all the way down to the very, very tip of the tail. Whole figure is just painted beautifully and sculpted beautifully from head to toe. I think my only minor complaint on this figure, I really wish it had wrist articulation. Other than that, I think this figure came out absolutely amazing. And now for articulation, the mouth can open up very, very wide. There's actually 2 joints for the mouth articulation. It can close completely flush. You do have a joint right behind the head, so you can get some upward and downward movement and very little side to side movement. Then you have this back neck joint right here. So when both those joints work in tandem, let's get the camera to focus in on that, you get some nice side to side and up and down movement. And then going down to the front arms, you get some forward and backwards movement. They are on a hinge, so they can swing out, and you get about 90 degrees of bend at the elbow joint. Like I said, I really wish this figure had wrist articulation. They did give wrist articulation to the Rex, and the arms are smaller on that Rex figure than it is on the Ceratosaurus, so they can definitely do that. Then going down to the hind legs, the hips can pivot out to help with stability. You get some nice bend at the knee. And let's just get the camera to focus in on it. Ever since I switched to a new camera, it does not like to autofocus when I'm doing this. So I feel like my videos have taken a slight dip in quality because of this. And you get some nice bend at the back. Then at the ankle, some more nice rotation. It is on a hinge, so all those joints do rotate. And you get some nice upwards and backwards movement on that ankle joint. And you do get some nice swivel with that. And then going down to the tail, you get some nice side to side, up and down movement, and the tail does have a bendy wire in it, so just bend it. As a nice durable rubber feel to it, much better than the Hammond collection figures. The Amber collection figures. I always feel like those the rubber they used on them is just going to deteriorate after a couple of years. They definitely upped the durability on these Hammond collection figures. So yeah, the articulation on these figures is absolutely great. Just really wish it had wrist articulation. And moving on with comparisons, first up here it is with the Hammond collection Alan Grant. Hopefully down the line we'll get a JP3 version of Dr. Grant. And next up, here is the old Fallen Kingdom Ceratosaurus. This was part, I think, like the first few figures Mattel put out, and what a night and day difference. How far Mattel has come with this line. Like this, the head sculpt on this thing is just absolutely putrid looking. This Hammond Collection one looks absolutely amazing next to it. It looks a lot less generic when you compare it next to the old Fallen Kingdom Roar of War. Hey, and look at that. Back in the day, Mattel used to paint the tails of their figures. Pretty cool. It's like a little history lesson with this guy out here. But yeah, the Hammond Collection one, like I said, is $5 more than this Roar of War version, and it just absolutely blows it away. And let's do a couple Dominion figures. Here it is with the Raw Striker Mega Raptor, and here it is with the Pyroraptor. And next up, since the Ceratosaurus is from JP3, here it is with the Spinosaurus. And you know, probably sooner than later, we are going to get a Hammond Collection Spinosaurus, especially from how well received the Rex was. You know they're going to do the larger predatory dinosaurs in this Hammond Collection line. I actually see probably like in a year or so, like, you know, there's no new media coming out after Camp Cretaceous Season 5 premieres. They'll probably see the main line get really downscaled or just kind of go away, and the Hammond Collection will be the main focus till, you know, whatever Universal decides to do with the franchise. So I can definitely see the Hammond Collection getting really big really fast in the near future. And lastly, here it is with the rest of the Hammond Collection dinosaurs. You'll notice my Hammond Collection Rex is missing. That's because she went to go visit a friend, but she should be returned to me in the next couple days, and she's bringing some awesome surprises back with her. So definitely stay tuned to the channel to see what she comes back with. But yeah, in a few short months, the Hammond Collection has really come together to become one of the best Jurassic lines from any of the companies that have handle the license. Like, these are just the figures I've been wanting ever since I was a little kid, and Mattel's doing a great job with these. It's most of the figures, you know, they're not 100% perfect, but you know, for that low price point, you're getting movie accurate sculpts and really good paint apps, and there's really not much more you can ask for from this line. And I like how they've kind of given us a dinosaur from like each movie so far. The Gallimimus, Triceratops, and Raptor from, of course, Jurassic Park. This is JP3. The Para's from The Lost World, and the Baryonyx is from Fallen Kingdom. So right now, the only two movies that don't have a figure in the Hammond Collection yet is the first Jurassic World and Dominion. But I'm sure relatively soon we're probably going to get figures from those two movies. And I know we have two more Hammond Collection figures that are getting teased on Beyond the Gates from Target. It's most likely probably going to be Ellie Sattler and the Dilophosaurus that's been rumored for a while now. So final thoughts on the Hammond Collection Ceratosaurus. Like I said earlier, this is right next to the T-Rex, my favorite dinosaur so far in the Hammond Collection. It's just a really, really well done figure. Absolutely love how all the paint apps came out on this figure. Very movie accurate. The sculpt is also movie accurate. The articulation works great on this figure, and it's just a really, really fun toy to mess around with. It has some nice heft to it. I definitely feel like the quality of this line improved with this release in the Triceratops compared to the Parasaurolophus and Baryonyx. They just feel a little bit heftier, and the joints are just a little bit tighter. So yeah, really, really great release. My only critique is I just wish it had wrist joints. Other than that, I have no complaints about this figure. And like I said at the beginning of the review, I ended up getting this figure from Amazon. I'll leave a link to that Amazon listing down below in the description. You can also order this figure off of Mattel Creations. I think it's sold out, but I've heard some people, it comes in and out of stock like randomly throughout the day. And some people are actually finding these in stores at Target. So it should probably be within like a month or so. Everyone should be able to easily get their hands on this figure. So that will do it for the review. I think for new Jurassic World stuff, I have the Giganotosaurus pre-order on Amazon. I have no clue when that's going to get shipped to me, but I have two surprise early preview reviews coming up later this week, so stay tuned for those. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.